my name is Shan and welcome back to another chaotic reading vlog. The chaos is starting early. Clearly my child wants to play with noisy toys around me. I'm so excited because I'm starting another one of my reading booktubers favorites videos. These have been my favorite videos to make recently. I keep finding new favorite books in each of these. If you haven't seen my previous ones, I have read books that have been recommended by April, Jan and Chloe. So this is going to be my fourth one, and today I'm going to be reading books that Gabby Reads has loved. So yes, I'm very excited. I've been slowly making my way through my favorite booktubers in this series. I do have a couple more planned out, but starting with my faves, and Gabby is definitely one of my favorites. I really enjoy her content. It's really comforting. I always have her vlogs going in the background sometimes, and yeah, she puts out a lot of content as well and a lot of recommendations. So I'm really excited about this one. This is also the one which I think I'm probably stepping the most out of my comfort zone in terms of the reading taste, but we'll see. We'll just see. So I have 4 books. I think I'm just going to stick with 4 books. I might add one or swap some out like I have done in the past. But let's get into the books I'm planning to read. And then, as always, I'm going to try and do some things that Gabby would do in her vlogs, because I've been trying to do that in these videos. So I was thinking about playing some guitar, because Gabby plays the guitar and sings in a lot of her vlogs. I don't have a guitar at my house. There's one at my dad's house which I can go and borrow. Yeah. Hi. But I don't think I remember how to play the guitar. I did kind of teach myself in high school, and then at uni one of the courses I did was a guitar course. So then I learned from an actual instructor, but I don't actually remember how. That was a very long time ago, so we'll see. But I was also thinking about watching Schitt's Creek because I know that Gabby loves that show, and I have watched the first couple of episodes, but I haven't watched much. So that's my plans for Gabby things. But let's talk about the books. So book number 1. This was one of her favorites of last year, I believe. That is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and Ken wants to hold this. I have enjoyed Matt Haig in the past. I've read The Humans and I really enjoyed that, so I'm hoping I enjoy this one. Not going to go over synopsises of these books because I don't think I have time. Next up, I'm going to be listening to this one on audio because I don't have a physical copy, but it is Written in the Stars, and it is a female-female romance. I'm really excited about this one, and I hope I like it because I know that Gabby just read the sequel and she really liked that as well. Next up is a really hyped book, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. Don't know how to say his name. Also just came out with a new book, so I need to get to this one first. Well, I would like to get to this one first. Pretty much everyone has read this book, and I've just had it sitting on my shelf, so I figured that this would be the perfect video to do this because I do know that Gabby enjoyed it, and she also does read a lot of thrillers. And then the last book is the one I'm the most nervous about, but it is The Patient by Jasper DeWitt. Kian wants to take that one too. I found this book in January at an op shop or a thrift shop for $3, and I remember that when I saw it, the booktubers yearly favorites had only just come out, and Gabby, I remember, mentioned it in hers, and she's the only person I think ever that I've seen talk about it. And so when I saw it in the op shop for $3, I picked it up immediately. But I don't often read horror. I think it's horror, and I'm a bit of a baby, so I'm a bit nervous for that one. So if I'm going to DNF something, it could be that, but it's not going to be the fault of the book if I DNF it. It's me being a scaredy cat. So those are the 4 books. There are other books that I would have loved to read for this. The Hunting Wives, I've seen Gabby talk about a lot recently, and I believe she said, she talked about it in relation to Big Little Lies, which if you have followed me in my other videos and Instagram and stuff, you'll know that Big Little Lies, I think, is my favorite book I've read this year, maybe. So I wanted to read The Hunting Wives when she compared the two, but I don't have it. So I'm just going to stick with these 4 because I am on a book buying ban, and these were the 4 books that I could see on my shelves that were books that I can recall Gabby recommending and talking about. I also did think about doing a Loveless reread because I know that she loves the book Loveless, but I've got so many books on my TBR, who do I think I am trying to keep rereading books? I also feel like this is a pretty good selection of books across genres, like thriller, the horror, This is like literary fiction maybe, and then a romance book on audio. So I feel like this is a good representation of Gabby's taste. So he's gonna keep going for things. I'm gonna go. We're going to go for a walk. Maybe I'll take you with me. Who knows? But yes, I hope you enjoy it. I'm so excited to do this. I love these videos. But yeah, let's go. Okay, hello. It's been probably about a month since I filmed the last clip. Since then, I've moved house, if you can see boxes or anything in the background. And I also cut my hair off. I cut my hair for a vlog, so I'll link that. And I also have a moving vlog, so I'll also link that. But it's the end of October and I have read exactly 0 books in October. The house move and just life, I've not been doing the best. So just haven't been reading. It's like the biggest reading slump ever. But I really don't want to cancel this video because, like I said, these booktuber favorites videos are like my favorite thing to make. So I'm going to try. Like I said in the beginning clip, I have these books, plus I wanted to read Written in the Stars, which is an audiobook that I have access to. But like I said, I moved house and I'm kind of like a bit further away from where my old house was. And so I looked up what my closest library is, and it's like a different library, like branch system to my old house. I think I can get the book from my library because I am trying not to buy books at the moment. So I might see if I can go and pick up the physical book if I want to read along physically, because listening to audio and reading along physically is my favorite way to read books. And I think it will probably help me out of my reading slump if I'm doing both. So we'll think about that. That was just my little update. I'm gonna go now and I will let you know if and when I read something. Hi, I'm just jumping on to quickly update. I cannot tell you how long it's been since the last clip. This vlog is kind of a mess. But anyway, I'm actually into the reading part of this vlog. So I've actually finished one of the books, which is The Midnight Library. So I didn't end up loving this. I thought I was going to. What would you like to say? You want to talk about the book? What book do you have? Oh, okay. Oh, you want to put it up there. Okay, thanks. Great help. As always, the chaos. So, The Midnight Library. Very popular book. I can definitely see why it gets such high ratings and such praise. I love the concept, and this is a really weird thing to compare it to, but as we know, I have a small child and we've recently been watching the Shrek movies, and the 4th Shrek movie, he like trades in a day of his life and it like changes the course of everything that's happened. So people who had met each other hadn't met each other, and it's really funny because I watched that movie right when I was finishing this book and it's kind of a similar thing. How weird to be comparing this to Shrek, but you know.
My life was perfect and I'm never gonna get it back.
Well, if your life was so perfect, then why'd you sign it all the way to Rumpelstiltskin in the first place?
Because I didn't know what I had until it was gone, all right? Didn't know what I had.
So yes, the main character, Nora, wait, is it even Nora? Yeah. She decides that she wants to end her life, and instead she ends up in this place called the Midnight Library. I think I've already spoken about the synopsis. You probably already know what it's about. Are you gonna keep interrupting? Yeah, I thought so. Do you wanna hold this? So yeah, all the books in this library show her a life that she could have had if she had made, you know, whatever decision differently, which is such a cool concept and I love it. I think the reason why I didn't love this book a lot is I think I just wasn't too fussed reading from this main character's perspective. I don't know. I found recently that the main character that I'm reading from, sometimes that like lowers my enjoyment of a book quite a lot, and in this case it did. Not that I don't like Nora, but I just really wasn't enjoying reading about her. Like I just felt like I was interested in the story. I thought it was great, but I just didn't feel excited to read it. I don't know. I was thinking of giving it a 3 stars, but it's more of a 3.5, which did get rounded up to 4 on Goodreads. So I don't know. If you're coming here for good reviews, this isn't the place. It is very... what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's just very obvious that the message this book is trying to give is that, you know, you can make whatever decisions differently. You can wish that you had a certain life, or that you have all these regrets that you wish you could change, but, you know, you should be appreciative for the life that you have. It's very obvious that this book is trying to say that, which is fine. But yes, I have enjoyed Matt Haig in the past, and I will continue to pick up Matt Haig. I'm disappointed I didn't love this. I felt like it could have been a new favourite, but maybe I didn't like reading from Nora because we switch into all these different lives. So each book that she opens, she goes into this different life, and her personality is just different in each one. Not different, but I don't know. Okay, I can't even concentrate because of him. I'm just moving on. But I did start the next book, which is The Patient by Jasper DeWitt. Oh my god, he's climbing through my legs. Okay. This is the one I'm most nervous about because it is a horror, and I don't read a lot of horror. So I'm kind of worried that I'm just going to get too scared and not be able to finish it. Which there was a page where I was thinking, ooh, am I going to be able to read this? I really enjoy the way that this is written so far. It's really short too. So we're getting like these blog entries or like website entries from this person who is a doctor, and they are writing about their time in this hospital where there is a patient who has been there since they were 6, and everyone who has tried to treat this patient or has spent extended amounts of time with this patient has just gone mentally insane and had to be admitted to the hospital themselves, or has ended up killing themselves. And this main character who we're following is determined that no patient should be abandoned. I'm so sorry about him. I probably should film this clip later, but I don't have time. So he wants to try and help this patient. He has started to read up about the history of this patient. And yeah, so the creepy thing about the patient is that like the entries that we've seen so far, like I'm only a little way in, the doctors had observed when he was 6 coming in, at first he just had nightmares, and then yeah, it turned into something completely different where he's able to see kind of the fears of certain people and the vulnerabilities of a certain person, and is able to use that against them. So for example, one of the first instances we saw was a nurse had come in to treat him and had recently had a shin injury, and so he kicked her in the shins, which of course that could be a coincidence that he just happened to know that the shin is her weak spot because she just had an injury there. But then it continued with the other patients that had to share a room with him. They had to keep being removed, which one of those patients is the reasons why I thought maybe I wouldn't be able to read this, because it did involve sexual assault, which obviously he's a 6-year-old boy, so that is where I was like, oh, maybe I can't read this. But thankfully it was only just a brief scene and we moved on. But yeah, everyone who has come into contact with him, he has somehow managed to see what their fear is and use that against them. He's shouted verbal insults at them that were so specific to them that it was just weird as to how he would know this. So I guess that is like the weird horror aspect, is that this kid, something weird is going on with this kid. There was one page that said it started with some sort of empathy-based disorder. He had merely been a nasty kid who pushed people's buttons at random. It would have been easily to diagnose him as a textbook case of antisocial personality disorder, but his problems seemed to run in different and equally extreme directions. His emotional empathy, that is, the ability to feel what other people were feeling, was obviously non-existent. But his cognitive empathy, the ability to recognize what others were feeling, must have been unbelievable, almost superhuman. Not only could he spot another person's insecurities, but he could predict with perfect accuracy how to exploit them in order to cause maximum distress. But yeah, obviously he was 6 when he was admitted, so it's weird for a 6-year-old to be able to do this. And I'm wondering if this is going to have like a paranormal aspect where, you know, they did briefly say like a superhuman extent. So is it going to be some sort of weird superhuman thing, or I don't know. But I am very excited to keep reading. Like I said, I really love the writing style of this one, where it's like, yeah, almost journal entries. But he is writing on a blog, because at the start of them he is, oh yes, it's in a forum. That's right. Yeah, because at the start of some of the posts he says, hey guys, nice to see the reception growing and thank you for your feedback, that sort of thing. So it's on a forum, so we're seeing these little entries, and yeah, I love how it's written. Definitely an interesting read if you're at all interested in it. Check it out. It's really short, so I'll update you when I'm done with it. But yeah, so far we have these two. This one was a bit of a disappointment, but I mean, it was still a nice read. It just wasn't an all-time favorite book for me, which is fine. Oh, and I'm also going to pick up Written in the Stars from my library, which I'm testing out my new library near my house tomorrow. Oh, and I think I said that Gabby said somewhere that The Hunting Wives was good, and she compared it to Big Little Lies, I believe, which Big Little Lies is my favorite book that I've read this year, so obviously I was interested in that. But I did end up ordering it, which I won't be reading it for this vlog because it won't come in time, but I will be reading The Hunting Wives on Gabby's recommendation also. But yeah, I'm gonna go because this video is getting long with things that doesn't need to be in it. Oh, the other thing I need to do is I need to watch some of Schitt's Creek. I have no idea where I'm up to because I would have started watching it with my boyfriend, and then he would have watched probably some episodes without me because I said, you know, I probably wasn't going to watch the whole thing anyway, so I said to him, watch whatever. So now I need to figure out where I'm up to in that. But anyway, okay, let's go. In a crazy turn of events, the book that I was most nervous about, I loved. I finished The Patient, and I think I'm giving it 4 stars. I would have given it 5, but it did lose me for a bit there. Obviously it's really, really short, and there was one section where the other doctors were talking to the main character, and yeah, there was just a lot of like, I don't know, they were all telling each other's stories, telling each other their stories and experience with the patient, and I don't know, that just wasn't my favorite scene. Is it worth dropping a star for that? I don't know, maybe it's more of a 4.5, but I actually really, really loved this. Am I a horror reader now? But yeah, this was really, really good. I actually really enjoyed it. So if you like horror books, and especially if you're interested in psychology, because obviously this is following like the doctor, and the patient is in a mental hospital, so there's lots of psychology talk. So if you like psychology, you would definitely like this if you read horror. So I do recommend this. So this, out of the 2 so far, is actually my favorite, which I did not expect to happen. But anyway, today is actually Sapphicathon, which is a readathon that Jan and Jessie from Bowties and Books host each month. And this month they've got Mike as their guest. I'll leave the links for everything below, but I try to participate in Sapphicathon every month if I can. So I thought the perfect time to start Written in the Stars. I just went and picked it up from my library this morning. I'm not going to finish it all today for Sapphicathon, which is why I'm not doing like an individual vlog for that. It's just within this one. But yes, this one is about one character who is into like astrology and zodiac signs, and her friend sets her up with his sister on a date, and the sister I think really doesn't believe in astrology, and I think it's a romance between them, I think. but it is a female-female romance. I will update you when I know more. I'm literally 20 pages in, I think. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm thinking this is probably going to be my favorite of the week. Yeah, I'll let you know when I have more to say. And I look freaking crazy today. It is so windy, which it's weird because we're like heading towards summer and today is just ridiculously windy. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I have some reading updates to give you soon, but first I thought, because I think I said in the beginning, in these booktuber favorites, I like to try and do or eat or watch things that the booktuber does in their vlogs. Which I think at the start of this, in one of the first clips, I ate pizza, which I'm pretty sure that the restaurant that Gabby manages or works at is a pizza place, right? So that's kind of fitting, but I just figured yesterday or the day before, the new Taylor Swift Red, like what's it called, like re-release of Taylor's version has come out, and I know that Gabby is a big Taylor Swift fan. Personally, I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan, not that I don't like her, I'm just not a big fan, which I think is because I grew up a dancer, and when I was younger I had to do a dance to Love Story, and if you're a dancer you will know how much having to do a dance to a song really ruins a song for you, especially if it's for a competition and you have to listen to it over and over again, just perfecting the dance. So I think doing that dance to Love Story really ruined that song and any other Taylor Swift apparently song for me. So I don't know, maybe that's why. But I figured since it just came out, I will listen to that. Literally everyone on my Bookstagram is posting about Taylor Swift and going crazy about Taylor Swift, and I am feeling a little bit left out. So I think I'm gonna do that now, and then I'll give you my reading update. And yeah, let's do that. Oh, by the way, I have my bookshelves now. I have my organization video if you're interested that I'll leave linked, but I did like a little bookshelf DIY and painted them, and it was quite painful, but they're done now and they look great. Should I put the light on? Oh, I can't even see because it's daytime. Anyway, let's put the Taylor Swift on. Kian, do you want to watch this with me? Okay, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Can I connect this to my TV? Am I dumb? Okay, wait, let's try this. Wait, I'm not going to be able to use these clips because of copyright. Hi, I'm back. I filmed a little clip of us watching Taylor Swift. He really liked the song 22, so I filmed him dancing to that one, which was so sweet. So he's a Swiftie. But anyway, let me give you my reading update and my wrap up for the video. So I think last I checked in, I was reading Written in the Stars. Oh, better on this side. By Alexandria Bellafleur. Is that how you say that? I don't know. So I finished this now, and I think I want to get my own physical copy because, like I said, this is from the library. Did I say that? I don't know. I ended up really loving this, and I think I'm gonna give it 5 stars. So like I said, it's a female romance, and it has the fake dating trope because like they both want to pretend to have a relationship so they can get their family members off their backs about certain things. But one of the things that I love in this, and I think I've spoken about this before, certain sibling relationships in books really bumps up the rating and my enjoyment of a book. And this had that sibling dynamic. So Darcy, her brother Brendan, is the one who set them up on the blind date. And so Darcy is the older sister to Brendan, and they had this dynamic where she wanted to look after him because their mum was going through some stuff and wasn't the best looking after them. So yeah, she was like the overprotective older sister. And yeah, the sibling relationship where the older sister and the younger brother is the one that, if a book has that, I'm probably gonna like it even more, because I have a younger brother and we've got a pretty big age gap. I'm 8 years older than him. So growing up, I was like the second mum, and I was definitely very protective of him. So there's a few books that I've read where there's an older sister, younger brother dynamic, and I've loved them all. Or the ones I can think of, I've all really loved. And yeah, this had that. So as soon as I started getting into that sibling stuff, I was like, oh yes, I'm here for this. But I was also here for the relationship. It was really cute. And it's also definitely got that like grumpy sunshine trope if you're into that. Also, it's really funny because Elle, like I said, she is into like zodiac signs and astrology, and her job is she runs like this social media page about astrology, and there's all these little snippets in there. And it's really funny because I follow a few Instagram accounts that do the thing that she like does for her job, for her social media. And I was just imagining that she was running those accounts. Like there would be like your breakup song based on your zodiac sign, and it would go through each sign and say which breakup song went with each one. And there's a few pages that I follow that do that, and I always save them or I post them on my stories. So I would definitely follow Elle's social media page. But yes, Elle was super fun and Darcy was like a bit grumpy, but then the romance was really sweet, and I really actually enjoyed this. So I'm definitely going to be picking up this sequel, and I think that there's actually a third book that's coming out. So definitely need to get my own copy of this one. Not buying books at the moment, so for now it's just got to stay on the wish list until I'm ready to start purchasing books again. But I'm really happy that I picked it up for this video because 5 stars. And then to wrap up the previous books, I've been thinking about The Patient, and at first I thought it was 4 stars, but I feel like it's like a 4.5 or even a 5-star book because I haven't stopped thinking about it, and I really enjoyed this. So I'm super surprised by this one. This is definitely the shock of the video because a horror book that I enjoyed. Who am I? The Midnight Library I was a little bit disappointed by, but like I said, it's not a bad book. I just think that it's very, I don't know how to explain it. Like there are some great quotes in here, which I didn't even tab because I don't know why I just wasn't like super invested in it and super excited to pick it back up like I was for the other books. It's just very like, it's just very obvious that it's trying to give you the message that, you know, no matter what regrets you have and what you want to change, yeah, is one that you've created rather than stepping into a different life can. So yeah, I think I gave it a 4 on Goodreads, but it's more of like a 3 or a 3.5. I don't really know. But yeah, like I said, it's not a bad book, and I wouldn't like not recommend it to someone. And I was originally going to read The Silent Patient, but I don't know who I am thinking I can read more than 3 books in a week. All the other booktuber favorites ones, it took me longer than a week to get through them, so I should have known. But this one, I actually want to finish it within a week. It's been a week now. Well, a week since I actually started reading, not counting the intro that I created in September. Yeah, because I have so many plans for the rest of the year and for the reading that I want to do in the rest of the year. So yeah, I'm super excited I did this. As always, these booktuber favorites never disappoint me. And I've got 2 books in this one that I love. Yeah, maybe The Patient is a 5. I don't know. Anyway, yes, I've loved doing these booktuber favorites. I love Gabby. I'm sure you all are familiar with her because she is amazing and definitely one of my top comfort booktubers that I can just throw on a video and I know it's gonna be a good time. But yes, thank you for watching this video. I'm going to hopefully have a lot more videos now that I'm through that dreaded like month-and-a-half long reading slump. Glad that's over. I'm back into the swing of things. I'm back into making videos. Can you not touch the books on the bookshelf, please? I'm gonna go and deal with my child who is pulling things off the shelf. And yes, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. And you know what? I'm seeing a lot of YouTubers that do the thing where they give you an emoji to leave if you made it to the end of the video. So if you made it to the end of this video, then leave your zodiac sign emoji down below if you don't know what to comment. So, which by the way, if you didn't know, I'm a Cancer, so that's the emoji I would be leaving, but leave your zodiac sign emoji down below in a comment. Also, speaking of zodiac signs, if you didn't know, I've been doing like this little series on my channel where I read the books that are recommended for certain zodiac signs. So I'll leave that linked as well, since one of the books talked about zodiac signs a lot. But anyway, okay, my child's doing things, so now I actually have to go, okay? Love you, bye.